you join me. Oh.
Okay. No? It's not feeding. The feed's not going.
Okay, now we're good.
I was trying to. I did.
Right. You join me, Becky Anderson, in my office at CNN Abu Dhabi, and in the house, can you believe it? Lindsay Lohan tonight, who is in town. You've been here for a bit in the UAE. How's it going?
I have. It's going really well. I've met really wonderful people. I've had really great experiences, and I've now met you, and I'm a big fan of yours.
Oh, it's always good to hear. I know you're here because you will be helping host a party on New Year's Eve.
This is true.
Zero Gravity. Looking forward to it?
I am. I'm very excited. I've always wanted to have New Year's Eve in Dubai, and you know, since I've been going there, I went there first in 2008. It's so much more developed now, and so I'm really excited. It's going to be a really great party.
Good. Let's talk about what you've been doing of late, because you've had the most incredible career, starting off as a child actress, and we'll talk about where you've been and what you've been doing. But most recently, you've been doing a lot of humanitarian work, and you've been down to the border with Turkey and Syria. So tell us about that. Who did you meet, and what did you find?
I met with people in Turkey who are very close with Erdogan's people, and you know, only work on humanitarian work and promoting the voice of Turkey since the coup happened and everything, and you know, recognizing that Istanbul, Turkey, and you know, also the Asian side, Sultanbeyli, all these other places, they're doing good things, and it's not a bad place to go. You can't. When I said I was going to Turkey, people said to me, "Are you okay? Like, what do you?" And I was there, and it was the most beautiful. I felt safer there than I would flying back to like New York City right now. And it's a beautiful thing that they're doing. So I went to Gaziantep, and we went near the borders of Drablus. We went by Drablus, so we crossed, and it was scary for me at that time because, you know, I'm entering a world that I know nothing really about, and I'm trying to learn about it. But the most amazing experience I've ever had was when I went into those container camps and saw what the Turkish people are actually doing for people that are just walking aimlessly and have nowhere else to go, and giving them refuge. And I think it's something that it's not a one-off experience, as I've said before, but someone needs to bring attention to it. And you know, Americans, we live in a very distinct place where we only see what we see on the news. So it's very funny, actually. I'll say this quickly, but I was watching this movie, Changing Lanes, the other day. And there's a line that Samuel Jackson says, and he says, my wife's moving to Oregon, and I live in New York. She's moving halfway across the world. I was like, well, that's interesting. So Americans, actually, we have this mentality where if you're going from California to New York, you're across the world. Like, that's the only world that exists. What about the other places? And the other people that are suffering? Like, we need to bring awareness to that and attention, or else we're never going to learn. So I think I love giving back. I love kids. I love people. That's why I made movies as a kid.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about those, as I say. But let's just stick with the humanitarian work. I mean, it has been a remarkable year, and it's politically so highly charged. But what is it that you found? Who did you meet? And what do you want to do next? Where do you see this going?
Okay, so I've noticed around in Antep there's a lot of obviously empty land, vast space by the container camps, and I think the only way to create a sustainable future for these people that are sitting there, to give them a future and a life, is to plant seeds, give them projects, have them bring humanitarian work there, so it's a safe place where people can then live their lives fully, and so they don't feel like they're just stuck in this place. So that's something that I'm really interested in doing as a project personally.
You were on my show just earlier on Connect the World with Becky Anderson, and I did say at the time, and I'll say it again, there will be people who are watching this around the world who are raising their eyebrows and saying, really? Lindsay Lohan in humanitarian work? What do you say to them?
I'd say they should come join. Come help. I mean, I think I found there's a solace. There's a peace that you find when you see a child that has lost their mother and doesn't even know what that means yet. You know, you have to put yourself in someone else's shoes, and actually, I can't speak on anything that I haven't actually lived through, and I've lived through a lot in life. So getting on the ground, getting your hands dirty, going, and then discussing it after. So you actually can, you know what you're talking about. It's easy to go and take a photo somewhere and say, I work with kids. Really? Do you? What are you working with kids? No, you have to go there, learn the statistics, the land, the people, what they need. And so money in the world goes to the right places.
It's been a tumultuous year for so many people across so many stories, not least your own. Are you prepared? Are you ready to see the back end of this year?
To be honest, politically, yes, it's been a tumultuous year. But for me, it's been a blessing. Losing half of my finger and getting it back was one of the best things that's ever happened to me.
You lost
because
half of
then
your
I went.
finger. What happened?
It's really, you know what? It's funny because when that happened, I was on my friend's boat. We were going fishing. I took the anchor, and I was trying to help, and I thought I was strong enough to do it, and clearly I wasn't. But if that didn't happen to me, if I didn't lose a part of myself, essentially, and I weirdly think about this when I meditate, I wouldn't have stayed in Turkey. I wouldn't have stayed there, and I wouldn't have understood what it feels like to lose a limb. So, and that's something I didn't want anyone to know anything about, so I just Instagrammed a photo of it. So I said, if I do it first and it didn't happen when I go to, Antep or Drablus, it won't happen then. I don't want it to make it about me. This is not about me. This is about what's happening and how voices, working hard enough in your life, you have a voice, you might as well do something positive with it, how it can help. So it was an unfortunate accident, and I still have flashes of it. But
Well, you still got a bandage on your finger.
yeah, I know.
It's there though,
They
right?
told me
You
to take
found
it. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it.
Listen,
It's like not okay.
we've lost a lot of people this year, not least in the last couple of weeks. Again, talking about this just earlier on, Carrie Fisher and her mum, George Michael, who you knew really well, and I know you tweeted about this. Just remind those who are watching what you knew about George and what your memories are.
I didn't know him really, really well. I knew him because of work that I was doing with LGBT community in America. And actually the day that I was given my Quran, and I was going to work with people in Harlem and then kids in Brooklyn, and somebody took a photo of it, and then a lot of other people had reached out to me, and I discussed with him, the kind of work that I was doing for the community. And he was just a really good person to me. It's rare when I get scared to go back to like my own, I get scared to go to New York. I get nervous because I've been so judged and kind of crucified for certain beliefs that I have, or spirituality or relationships, and then people just create stories. And so when someone's really nice to me, I just cry. I'm like, thank you. And he was one of those people to me. And he was, a beacon of light for a lot of people, for a lot of communities, and he stood by what he believed in and who he was as a person, and he's strong. And so, it's a loss that will definitely be missed by a lot of people, especially me.
Everybody seems to think they know about Lindsay Lohan, and what they know about Lindsay Lohan tends to be what they read about Lindsay Lohan. What do you want people to know about you?
I've been in the the industry, working as an actress and modeling and stuff since I was, oh my God, for 28 years. Wow.
2.5?
Yeah, that's exhausting to even say. But I have a very I'm very strategic in the things that I do, and I'm like, I know all of these things. My mind works too fast for me to even consider. So I said, what's the best thing that I can do right now? I love making movies. Why can't I make my own? Why can't I write my own true stories that are going to be movies? Why can't I have my own company that will branch out into that? Why can't I have my own lipstick line? So when I came to the UAE, I was greeted in a different way than I have in other places, and I learned a lot. So business mogul.
I've picked some questions. Business mogul, there you go. Tara has written, ready when you are. A Facebook commentator asks if you plan to do more comedy films. Let's talk about your career.
I have been trying so hard to do a Mean Girls 2. It is not in my hands. I know that Tina Fey, Lorne Michaels, all of Paramount, everyone's very busy, but I will keep forcing it and pushing it on them until we do it.
You want to do it, right?
I would love to. I would love to have I would love to have Jamie Lee Curtis, Jimmy Fallon in the movie, and I've already written a treatment for it. So
good for you.
I just need a response.
Come on, guys, if you're out there.
I know Mark Waters, who was the director, he would happily come back.
Did you enjoy, and do you continue to enjoy acting? Because it's been so long.
I love acting, but, well, I have a movie coming out next year, and I'm about to film it in April, and it's a really important true story. It was a Swiss couple that was kidnapped by the German Taliban on the border of, they were in Waziristan. And it happened 5 years ago, actually. I think you might have reported on it.
Don't push me.
I'm serious. Maybe you can do the behind the scenes. But, yeah, and they actually escaped, and the woman's married to a man from Pakistan now. So it just goes to show the fear that people have and how you can find love in you know, the darkest places and come out of it in the right ways.
Have you found love? I've got to ask you.
Yeah, I love working with kids.
I'm not going to push you on that one.
I fell in love with loving myself, and that was the most important thing that happened to me in life. And Oprah was a big part of that. And, you know, Ram Dass, Deepak Chopra, learning to meditate, taking time for me, and I love my family and I miss them dearly, but I said this year, I was like, you know what, I need to just focus on me and the people and what really feeds me in life, my soul food. I need to do that for myself. And when I moved to London, that's when it happened. And London was the best decision I could have made at the time. Because I experienced something like doing a David Mamet play, and that I never thought I would do. And it's a dream since I was a kid. And it was really terrifying because, you know, West End is scary.
There's a sense of, there's a part of me that wants to ask you, and so I will, whether you've been so successful over so long. Do you feel, though, that people take you seriously or not? I mean, is this new sort of era for you a quest to be taken seriously?
I think I can't interpret what other people will say. Look, I lived in a culture where we didn't, when I grew up and I was doing these movies, there was no Instagram, there was no WhatsApp, there was no iPhone. I mean, we had Nokias. We had BlackBerry, like, I mean,
back in the day.
But it's true.
Yeah.
We had sidekicks that we rhinestoned, and that was cool. Like, now we have things that are just, we have different instruments that can listen to you and can discover a murder. We don't even need police anymore. Like, it's a very different thing for me. And I know myself, and that's the most important thing for me. So I know what I want to do, and I will make no one will stand in my way of doing it. And letting everybody else go and pushing myself, saying, you know what, Lindsay, do it yourself, was the best thing I've ever done.
So what are you going to do next year, aside from these movies?
I'll go back to Turkey.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking to develop my own production company, my own branding company in Dubai and other Middle Eastern countries.
Dubai's going to be home, is it, for a bit?
Yes, it is. It is. I've met amazing women there that are really strong and have, you know, taught me a lot and are very supportive. And I don't think people realize how accepted it is for a woman to be a strong woman in the UAE. It is a very, you know, appreciated thing, such as you being here.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I think it's important, and I think that kind of motto is, you know, strong women, do things yourself. If I going back to Los Angeles is like throwing myself in a lion's den. I'm not going back until I have my own studio, my own movie.
And you're learning Arabic. How's that going?
On and off I have, yes. It's good. I mean, it is what it is. Learning is always, you know, it's a commitment.
Good. Oh, it's been a pleasure having you on. Lindsay Lohan in the house at CNN Abu Dhabi. It's a pleasure to have you in the UAE.
Thank you.
God bless you.